I've met honestly 50, maybe more AI companies in the last month, and the feedback is always the same. They're not operating off a defensible moat of data. They're literally a thin application layer on top of an existing model. Is 99% of the feedback.
So you look at someone like Harvey, for example.
Yeah.
They went to law firms. They said, you are a distribution and we're going to integrate and improve your system and build our system for your system. So I think a lot of these people are trying to build it and they will come and they're trying to get in there as opposed to just retargeting. Where can you go in and transform? Because
is that the wrong model Harvey did?
No, I think it's the right model. I think that a lot of organizations are elastic and plastic now. So you can go in and give them an integrated thing saying, you will be my test case. I will help you upgrade as a skunkworks lab and build a system alongside your system, as it were.
And you think enterprises will say, sure, take my data?
I think now they will, if you can keep their data inside internally. And I think, again, with better open models, you can enable that. So people can build on top of open models. There are dedicated instances on Cohere and others as well. And so the tooling is now catching up so that you can have a new generation of startups where their first customers are massive companies they would never get otherwise. I think this is the thing, because every big company is looking for an answer. And if you can give that answer, that contract that would have taken you a year, you can get in a week.
Do you think so? Because you still got to get in the door.
You got to get in the door, and that's hustle, man. So again, this is what the Harvey guys kind of did. This is why I went straight to the hyperscalers and I said, you need to have standardized models for open, for regulated data.
What did they say to you?
They said, really? They're like, can you build them? Like, here's some models that we built. Like, oh. And then I told them exactly how the things would be last summer to now. And it's followed that, and I've kept in touch, and I've improved it. And this is why I'm building dedicated teams for the largest companies in the world. I'm not telling them I'm trying to sell you anything. I'm like, over the next year, I'm going to help make sure you do not get blindsided. And I could try and sell you models, and people are offering us tens of millions per model. But I'm like, I'm going to build a proper partnership with you. And that means I'll have a LTV from you.
What does that proper partnership mean? And who's that with? That's with IBM, that's with SAP, that's with Audi.
So we've announced Amazon. Let's say we have lots of other announcements with the biggest companies in the world where they have amazing teams, but they can only move so fast. And I'm building the dedicated teams to help them move and understand the whole sector without trying to like sell them on services. I'm trying to say, I will build you a customized model if you want, but I'm only doing that with a dozen companies, so I can kind of focus down. And I will tell you that GPT-4 is great or Cohere is great or all this stuff. All the latest research through the communities we support, I will make sure you're on top of, relevant to your sector, and you've got dedicated people helping you in this transition period.
Is that aligned to your core model? This seems like an ancillary product that is like a SAP consulting services.
It is kind of like that because I need to understand these sectors better. What does the Hypercube look like? What does the insurance adjusted GPT look like? As a fundamental basis. And so a lot of people
and you're able to extract that data and then take it with you and do the learning on it?
Yes. And so this is part of the thing that we will have a generalized model and we're very clear, but then you can have a specified model just for you as well, as long as it doesn't interfere with that. So find that balance will be interesting, but the reality is no models that are out today will be used in a year.
Unpack that for me. This is mind-blowing.
So again, you see the order of magnitude improvement. Palm last year was 540 billion parameters, then Chinchilla 67, and now 14. 540 to 14 is a big step. You see the quality of GPT-3 versus GPT-4.
Is there any extent to how low it can go?
We have no idea. Like I would have said, you would have said this is impossible. Like 2 years ago, you're like, no way. You have a single file that's maybe a few hundred gigabytes that can pass every exam apart from English Lit.
Fucking English Lit.
Fucking English Lit. No way. No way. So we're already at the impossible. And like,
what does that mean though? Like if we go lower and lower and lower, and then what?
And then what? When it jumps, as you saw with the Llama stuff and all the innovation around that, to your MacBook offline, the marginal cost of creation and coordination becomes zero. I don't know what it means. Nobody does. And this is the thing. It always takes longer and shorter to implement groundbreaking technology than you've ever seen. And this technology can be implemented like nothing we've seen before.